Greetings, this is Amy Wentley with Chi Knuckles Knitting, and this is episode 2022-29, the marble pullover, picking up for the sleeves. This is the marble pullover. The pattern was written by Alina Schneider, and I'm at the point right now where I've done the shoulder seam, picked up for the neckline, and now it's time to pick up for the sleeves. And so this is what the sleeve opening looks like. This is the area we're going to be dealing with. And so the instructions say that we should, with working with a larger needle, so this is your larger of the two needles for the project, don't forget to change. You're going to start at the bottom of the underarm, the center bottom of the underarm. So if you look here, we actually had a pattern going here under the underarm that was a purl, knit, knit, and purl. And right between these two knits is the center of the underarm. So we're going to go ahead and mark the center of the underarm there. And then what we're going to do is pick up and knit 5 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, until we get to that edge of the bottom of the armhole. Okay, so those are the first 5 stitches. Then we are instructed to pick up and knit 52 stitches. That's for my size, understand yours might be different. But 52 stitches around the whole armhole here and to the base of the armhole, and they mean right here. And so that is actually 5 stitches from the center this way. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's the base of the armhole. Now, if I go and count how many, I'm trying to find another marker. There we go. If I go ahead and count, what I want to do is take that 52 stitches and divide it in half. That's 26. And so I'm going to want to do 26 stitches up one end and 26 down the other side. Now if I count how many rows between the base of my armhole up to this seam, I get roughly 1/3 more stitches, so about 39 rows from the base of my armhole to my seam up here. That means when I pick up these stitches, I'm going to be picking up 2 and skipping 1, picking up 2, skipping 1, picking up 2, skipping 1, all the way up. So I kind of have that all planned out for me now. So it's going to be 26 on this side, 26 on this side, the 5 underneath and the 5 underneath. And that takes me to a total of 62 stitches for my armhole. So the way I'm going to pick them up is very similar. If you watched my video on how to pick up for the neckband, it's similar, but it isn't, because we do have the vertical columns here that we pick up 1 per stitch here. But as we're picking up here, these are actually rows that we're going to be picking up. And so that is just a little different, and I will show you how. So I'm going to start here at the bottom of the armhole and the center. And I'm going to pick up with my one end of my circular needle and knit with the other end. And so I'm going to get closer for you so you can really see what's going on. So here we are. Might even be able to get a little closer for you. Okay, there we go. So here's my yarn. I'm going to need to add that. So I'm going to pick up my first stitch, which is this column of V's right to the left of my marker here. So I'm going to pick that up. I'm going to insert my right hand needle as if to knit, and I'm going to drape my yarn over the needle and pinch it. making sure I have a nice tail to weave in later. And that's going to be my first stitch picked up. The second stitch is actually going to be a purl stitch right under the bind off here. So I'm going to pick that up, and I'm going to go ahead and excuse me, knit that. And I'm going to make sure again that I've got a good tail, and I do. I'm going to work with my working yarn, and I'm going to pick up 3 more, and that is the total of the 5 at the base of the underarm that I'm picking up. This is 4, and then this very last one is 5. Okay, so now I'm going to kind of switch methods. I am now going to be picking up along the edge of the armhole here, and if you see, it turns under, and the edge stitch here is really kind of wonky and unhappy looking. What I'm going to do is I'm going to spread my stitches a little bit, and I'm going to spread that wonky looking column on the edge away from the other stitches, and I'm actually going to pick up the ladders between these 2 columns. So if you look at how I spread the edge stitch away, when I spread the edge stitch away from the next column of stitches, I have ladders here. Do you see these lines? We call those ladders. And I'm going to be picking those up for my sleeves. And I'm going to pick up 2 and then skip 1. So this is the first ladder I picked up. And then I'm going to look here. I'm not afraid to spread my knitting. And this is the second ladder here. I'll pick that up and I'll knit. So that's 2. And then I'm going to skip this ladder here. This one I'm going to skip, and I'm going to go to the next one. And I'm going to do that one and the one right next to it. And then I'll skip 1. So this is going to be the one that I skip, and this is going to be the one that I pick up. And I'm going to do the next one right next to that one. There you go. And then I'm going to skip 1 again. So that's the one I'm going to skip. And the next one is the one I'm going to pick up. There you go. And then I'll do the one next to that. And I'm going to skip 1 more. So I'm going to skip this ladder, and I'm going to pick up the next one. And then I'll pick up the next one. And I'm going to skip a ladder and go to the next one. Sorry. And then I'll skip 1 and go to the next one. And let's see how I'm going to do actually the next one next to it, and then I'm going to count, see how many I've got so far. See how I'm doing. So I've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. And I've got to, I said 26, right? So I need to fit 12 more in this section until I get up to the seam, the shoulder seam. So I'm going to skip again and pick up one. And pick up another. And skip one. And go to the next one. And skip one. And 1, 2, and skip one, and 1, 2, and then I'm going to count again. Oops, sorry. So counting again. That's my cat in the background. Okay, so it's from here. Those are my original 5 right there. So this is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22. So I need to pick up 4 more between the needle and the seam there. Think I can manage that. So here's where I'm going to skip one again. So this is going to be 1, 2, skip one, and 3, and 4. And I believe that's 26 for me. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26. Ta-da! So that's half of the armhole. That's half of the armhole. So then what I want to do is turn the work so I can come at it from the other angle. And so now I'm going to pick up 2, skip 1, 2, skip 1, all the way down until I get to the base of the armhole, and then I will pick up the last 5. And then that will be 62 stitches for me for the whole round, all picked up. When you get to this center stitch here, you can go ahead and take that marker out, or you can make that your beginning of round marker. And so that's all there is to picking up the stitches. And from that point on, I believe we just work stockinette stitch for a while and then start to do some decreases. So thank you for watching this video, and please come back for more. Bye-bye.